I was stocking shelves at a 24-hour pharmacy when a man asked me where we kept the reading glasses. Normal question. I pointed him toward aisle 4. He didn't move. Actually, he said quietly, can you walk me there? Something in his voice made me go. We turned the corner away from the front counter, and he stopped pretending. There's a woman at the register right now, he said. She's buying cold medicine. Don't look yet. I didn't. She has my daughter. My hands went still on the shelf I was straightening. She picked her up from school today. My ex-wife. There's a court order. She's not allowed within 500 feet of her. His voice was flat and controlled in the way that meant he was working very hard to keep it that way. My daughter is in that woman's car in your parking lot right now. I finally looked. A woman in her 40s, dark coat, paying cash. She kept glancing toward the door. Call the police, I said. He exhaled through his nose. I did, 20 minutes ago. They said they were sending someone. She's about to leave. He looked at me directly. I need you to slow her down. I stared at him. I'm a pharmacy tech. I know. He pulled out his phone, showed me a photo. A little girl, maybe 7, red backpack, gap-toothed smile. Then he showed me a document on the screen, a custody order. I couldn't read the legal language fast enough, but I saw his name, her name, and the word supervised in bold. I had no way to confirm any of it was real. I also had no way to live with myself if I did nothing, and it was. I walked back to the front. My coworker Diane was at the register handing the woman her change. I stepped behind the counter like I was grabbing something, then I bumped the receipt printer off the edge. It clattered to the floor and jammed halfway under the cabinet. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry, I said loudly. Diane, the printer's stuck again. Ma'am, I'm so sorry. We just need 1 second to reprint your receipt for the warranty. The woman stiffened. I don't need a receipt. It's our store policy for cold medicine purchases. State regulation, 1 second. I crouched down, made a show of struggling with the printer. Buying seconds I wasn't sure I had. The woman pulled out her phone, looked at it, looked at the door. Diane, bless her, caught something in my face and started slowly re-ringing the transaction without asking me a single question. 90 seconds later, a police cruiser pulled into the lot, then another. The woman saw the lights through the window. She grabbed her bag. I stood up and stepped into the aisle without thinking, not blocking her, just existing in her path, forcing her to go around, losing her 4 more steps. She made it to the door. An officer was already coming through it. It took another hour to understand what had actually happened. I gave a statement in the break room while Diane covered the floor. A detective explained it to me plainly. The custody order was real. The father had been calling the police and his lawyer from the pharmacy parking lot, panicking, watching his ex-wife through the window while his daughter sat buckled in the backseat of a car he couldn't legally touch without causing a scene that might make everything worse. He'd walked in looking for someone to help him hold the line for 2 more minutes. I keep thinking about that. 2 minutes. That's all he needed. The detective told me the little girl was already back with her father, that she'd been confused but physically fine, that she'd asked for her red backpack and they'd made sure she got it. I finished my shift, drove home, sat in my driveway for a while. I've worked that job for 6 years. I've helped people find vitamins and argued about insurance copays and cleaned up things I don't want to describe. I've never once thought of myself as someone who does anything that matters. I don't know if I did the right thing that night. I made a call based on a photo and a piece of paper I half read, but she's home, and I keep coming back to that.